So this woman literally can't drive herself anywhere, but thinks she's ready to have a baby. Okay, so this story comes from Am I the A-hole? And honestly, I'm already stressed just thinking about this situation. So we have this mother-in-law who meets up with her daughters and daughters-in-law once a month for brunch, which is actually really sweet. But her daughter-in-law, Kelly, has this thing where she literally cannot drive. Like, at all. She has anxiety about it and has refused to learn for years. So her husband, the son, drives her everywhere. And when he can't, guess who gets called? Mom-in-law becomes the personal Uber driver. So they're all out at dinner having a good time, and Kelly just casually drops that she and her husband are trying to get pregnant. And apparently mom-in-law made a face because Kelly called her out on it later. Kelly keeps asking what's wrong, and after being asked 5 times, Mom finally tells her the truth. She's like, look, I don't think you're ready to be a parent because you literally cannot drive yourself anywhere. And honestly, I kind of see her point. Like, what happens when your husband travels for work and you're stuck at home with a baby? What if there's an emergency? What if the kid needs to go to the doctor? You gonna call mom-in-law every single time? Kelly got absolutely furious and called her rude, saying she doesn't see her as an independent adult. But like, if you can't get yourself places without help, are you really that independent? I mean, I get that driving anxiety is real and it's a legitimate thing. But when you're planning to bring a whole human into this world, maybe that's something you need to work on first. The son called later asking Mom to apologize and say, having a kid is a good idea, but she's sticking to her guns. And honestly, I'm kind of team mom-in-law here. Like, this isn't about being mean. This is about being realistic about what parenting actually requires. Okay, but this next one had me absolutely losing it. This comes from Malicious Compliance, and it is beautiful. So this person works at a company that has a policy where if you can speak 2 languages, you get a 10% raise. Makes sense, right? They deal with job sites where English isn't always spoken, so they need bilingual employees. But here's where it gets good. This person has always been good with languages, but never fluent in any besides English. They see this policy and think, you know what? I want to learn the language of my ancestors. So they pick up Welsh. Welsh. Not Spanish, not French. Welsh. They take an online class and get good enough to have basic conversations. So they go to HR to see if they qualify for the raise. They have to talk to management and get tested. So this person walks in and tells them, in Welsh, that they can speak it, and that their family came from Wales in 1745. The manager is probably sitting there like, what? Then the manager says, oh no, the policy meant Spanish. But here's the thing. The policy just said bilingual. It didn't specify Spanish at all. So they had to honor it, give the raise, and then immediately change the policy afterward. I am screaming. The best part? They've never had to use Welsh at work, but they have had to translate for people who speak with heavy Cajun and Scottish accents. Like, they learned Welsh and ended up being the accent interpreter. That's absolutely iconic. This person really said, you want bilingual? I'll give you bilingual, and chose chaos. And honestly, good for them. Companies need to be more specific with their policies if they don't want people finding creative loopholes. Okay, and this last one. This one is about the most infuriating thing I've ever heard. This comes from mildly infuriating, but honestly, this should be called extremely rage-inducing. So this person goes to a doctor's appointment with a $50 copay. Simple enough, right? They pull out a $50 bill to pay, but the receptionist is like, sorry, we don't take cash since the pandemic. Okay, fine, whatever. COVID policies? I get it. So they go to pay with their credit card, and the little tablet shows $51.50. They're like, why is it more? And the receptionist says, oh, we have a 3% surcharge for credit cards. Bro, what? You don't take cash and you charge extra for cards? That is absolutely insane. Like, how are people supposed to pay you? Monopoly money. So this person, who says they're pretty easygoing, tells the receptionist that this policy is absolutely infuriating. And honestly, good for them. You cannot refuse cash and charge extra for cards. That's like saying, we only accept payment, but also we're going to penalize you for paying us. The receptionist tries to blame it on the tablet company, which is complete nonsense because you can configure those however you want. So this person is like, we're at an impasse. The receptionist keeps holding out the card reader with the 5150 total, and this person just says, fine, bill me, and walks out. Now the doctor's office has to mail out a bill, wait for a paper check, and then take it to the bank. All because they wanted to squeeze an extra $1.50 out of someone. The absolute audacity of some businesses is unreal. Like, I literally cannot with these policies. You're a doctor's office, not a luxury boutique. People need medical care, and you're out here playing games with payment methods. This is exactly the kind of thing that makes people avoid going to the doctor. If you made it this far, drop a like and subscribe. We do this every day.